Thank Matharu, another survivor. Are there any more? I suppose that's a little bit of kindness from fate. May those still trapped inside rest peacefully. This was supposed to be a nice isolated grove. So much for that. Who knows why the Tuatha hate mortals? Who knows why the Fae do half the things they do? Femoris Hughes was one of the greatest minds of our generation. The Well of Souls was a dream that was almost too good to come true. The well was a beautiful dream, an end to death, a cure to tragedy. It would have made war pointless. It could have saved the world. We should have known it was too good to exist. Now our friends have paid the price. Stay safe. We'll be moving soon.
saw you fighting there. We could have used more of you. Did they really have a troll? I don't know how the Twatha found us, but if they had a troll, it couldn't have been an accident. Fate was kind to collapse that doorway behind you, or they would have chased us into the glade. We started building here when they found Prismere in the mines nearby. Never thought we'd see Twatha this far out west, though. I never did trust Fae to begin with. Well, those Twatha are the worst sort. They waged some sort of holy war against humans and Alpha for years now. But the front's all the way out east. What are they doing out here? How did they know about this place? They're technically a type of wild Fae. Related to the Fae of the summer and winter courts, actually. Dangerous enough in the wild. The Twatha also use them in their army. Hughes ran off, you say? I wouldn't worry too much. The old man's tougher than he looks, and he's always got a plan. Fate weavers? Ah, charlatans. Hughes swears by them, but I'll be damned if I trust my future to some cards. The well was incredible, but it took armloads of Prismere crystals to keep the thing active. That's why we built it so close to the Stone Candle mines. They even put in a few tunnels to deliver the crystals directly into the well. I told them it wasn't safe. Looks like I was right. Again. Good luck out there.
Another survivor? But I've never seen you in the tower. Were you one of the Professor's assistants in the downstairs projects? Did he escape with you? That sounds like him. Professor Hughes was very thoughtful. I mean, he is very thoughtful. I'm sure he found a way to get out. He must have! Alistair is remote enough that we don't get a lot of visitors. And with our research, fewer visitors means fewer questions. I just don't understand the Tuatha. I mean, most Fae aren't violent. The wild ones can be, but no more than any forest animal. But the Tuatha are some sort of cult among the Winter Fae. Before they invaded Erethel, no one could have imagined the Fae ever marching to war. We all knew Fomerus was a genius, but I'll admit, even I had my doubts about him being able to bring the dead back to life. Guess the Tuatha weren't very pleased that it worked. Oh, you mean Agarth? He visits Hughes every once in a while. I never could figure out why they got along. He's friendly enough, if a bit odd. You should be able to find him in Gorhart, just down the road, past the ruins. You can't miss it. Brilliant idea, the Well of Souls. Plucks dead people out of the ether, rebuilds their body, and brings them back to life. At least that's what it was supposed to do. Guess we'll never know if it worked now. We should be safe here. At least a little.
I told them we needed more guards.
remember you. You're the one? How did you come back? How did you find me here? No, I had no idea anything like that would happen. The Well of Souls is bigger than one gnome's pet project. My employer pays for information about its progress. I just send the reports to make some money on the side. I never wanted anyone to get hurt. I never meant for anyone to get hurt. But at this point, what's a little more blood on my hands? I remember you. You're the one? How did you come back? How did you find me here? No, I had no idea anything like that would happen. The Well of Souls is bigger than one gnome's pet project. My employer pays for information about its progress. I just send the reports to make some money on the side. I never wanted anyone to get hurt. I don't have... Okay, here. It's all I've got, plus what I got paid for the information. I don't want any part of this. I'm going home to Odessa. Good riddance to Hughes and his damn way. This sort of thing.
You've come from the tower, haven't you? Name's Agarth. Maybe you can help an old Fate Weaver, eh? Fate Weavers look at the great tapestry of fate. The threads will tell us how a life will unfold. But knowing the future and being able to change it are two very different things. Trust me, I've known that for a long time. Nobody can change fate. Poor old Fomadus Hughes. He respected the way the world works. It's a shame. He'll be dead by now. The cards told me that the Well of Souls would work, but Hughes's success would come on the day of his death. He took it pretty well, honestly, although we did a lot of drinking after that. You really don't know much, do you? A Fate Weaver taps into the threads of fate and channels that energy through a focus. My order prefers cards. The cards are unique to each Fate Weaver, since we all see the weave differently. I wish I could, but times are tough. I've barely got enough to pay my bar tabs as it is. You're the one. Then that means It all makes sense now. The cards this morning. I drew the Gravedigger, the Running Man, and the Beast. Prepare yourself. They're coming. What? How? What are you? The threads of fate. I've seen them before, but I've never seen anyone manipulate them like that. You just changed how the world was supposed to work. How did you do that? You just... Fate is the will of the gods. No mortal should be able to change it. How is that even possible? Come here. I'm going to do a reading. You might be able to change the threads, but fate will still have a plan for you. I promise not to tell you if I see your death. That would be my guess. He was an academic, but he had a proper respect for fate's plan, unlike most gnomes. You're nervous. Relax. This is what Fate Weavers do. I'll be seeing your place in the pattern of destiny. Who you are, what you've done, where your path takes you. Or, at least, I should be. You're real, right? I swear I haven't had that much... I am. But still, I've never seen someone whose fate was just missing. Not even when I was drunk as the king of ballads. This doesn't make sense. All mortal creatures have a place in the pattern. You should have one too, dead or not. If this is true, and I'm not saying I believe it, then your path is yours to determine. I can see the threads around you, but they're shifting, changing so rapidly, I can't make sense of them. Normally the threads would guide my hand to the cards, and I'd use those cards to see your pattern in the weave. But it just didn't happen. They wouldn't focus. So either there's something wrong with me, and there isn't, or there's something very wrong with you. Damn it, it's the truth. At least, I think it is. The world is changing. You might be a sign of that. Or maybe the cause. I've never had a reason to doubt my own readings, but we should consult with Arden. He's not a friend, but he's got a good eye for the tapestry. I'll meet you at his home to the east. I'm going to see if I can be of any help to the wounded at the tower. That's just it. I don't know if you've got one, but that's why we're going to see Arden. He lives in a little hut to the east in Yulven. I'll meet you there. Once I was Agarth the Unyielding, the Blade of Avgrum. I wrestled the Colossus Priestess and declined knighthood by the High King of the Fae. I was a hero of men, but that wasn't enough for me. I joined the Fate Weavers, hoping to find a way to conquer destiny itself. Turns out fate is the one thing I couldn't fight. You can find Arden's little cottage in the middle of Yulven. Had to move there when he got run out of town. He's a damned good Fate Weaver, but that doesn't make you very popular. Especially not in dark days like these. The Tuatha aren't like any Fae I've ever known. They're cruel, bloodthirsty, and savage. Why, they're practically human. Hughes was always an odd one. Curious and determined as any of his kind, sure. He never shut up about his work. But he always knew what was important. He didn't worry about dying as long as he knew he'd get the well working. The Fate Weavers were once a great, unified order of sages from all the mortal races. We foretold the destinies of kings and gods. But that power takes a toll. Nobody likes bad news. And all the news in the world is getting worse. The Order splintered long ago. Now the old traditions are all but lost. And all I foretell is the fate of my beer. And I see it being empty soon. We are all threads in the tapestry of fate. Measured, woven, and cut according to a great plan. Fate Weavers undertake the task of reading those threads. Our title always was a bitter lie, since we have no control over how that tapestry is woven. But you do. And when a Fate Weaver looks at your place in the weave, we see only the shapes of what you may choose to become. What could this all mean? Still here, huh? Can't quite decide if you want to hear what the cards say, can you? What could this all mean?
Of all the songs in halls of lore, there echoes none more grand than Olain's many feats of might, the pure and Lady of the Light. She is a knight of golden knot. She is the cure seeker, the conscience of the summer fae. She is the heart of spring, of day.
Still here, huh? Can't quite decide if you want to hear. What could this all mean?
Just stand back. The warden can't work when you're crowding so close. Go back to your business. Go on.
Hello. If you spy trouble, tell Herc Adwar. He's the warden.
I don't care what you race. It's a tragedy whenever anyone's savage like this. Just look at the poor creature. She's been beaten to the brink of death. The Fae may be strange, but they certainly don't deserve this. It appears she was attacked with some manner of short blade, likely a dagger, although there's no way I can be sure. People simply stood by as she called for help. No one lifted a finger. Can you imagine? It's shameful to treat another in such a way, even if she is a Fae. I don't know whether we possess the knowledge to treat such a wound. Frankly, I don't even know if I could save a mortal with such grievous wounds. It's difficult to say. We've been plagued by the Red Legion for days, but it's not their way to go after the Fae in the area. They like their targets mortal. In case you haven't heard, there have been some Tuatha sighting in the woods to the west, so that's also a possibility. It's unlikely, though. Well, you're the only one. With all the troubles we've suffered in this village, people are weary of adversity. They'd rather just ignore it. I'm going to suggest something a bit untraditional. There's a Fae named Eri. She spends her days up on the hill overlooking the village. Seek her wisdom. I would do it, but I am a coward. That's the truth. Perhaps a Fae will know how to heal a Fae. If not, then we're back where we started. She spends her days in the precipice overlooking the village. She doesn't think we're aware of her presence, but we most certainly are. We keep a precarious peace with the Court of Summer, one that's tested every day. I lie awake at night worrying what kind of disaster awaits me in the morning. But we're a good community full of good people. We have our eccentrics, sure, but we work hard and live quietly. That's the best anyone can do these days. Peaceful Fae make up the tribe known as the Court of Summer. They are led by a king in a faraway city, hidden from mortal eyes. That's about all I know. Little more than rumors and stories from my youth. Peaceful Fae make up the tribe known as the Court of Summer. That's about all I know. I don't know what the Tuatha would be doing this far from the front lines. They're a wicked breed, though, and I pity the man who meets up with them in these darkened forests. Our fate rests in the hands of a few chosen who fight in the east. You wouldn't even know it in Gorhart. We're miles away from the smoke and the screams. I've spent most of my life dealing with them, but they aren't like us. Not at the core. They don't know what it means to be a man who sweats to feed his family. Gorhart has become a sort of refuge for those settlers who wish to live a life free of Fae. I don't see that lasting. Not with the war. Not with everything changing. I'm the Warden of Gorhart, and a poor one at that. I've been back from the war for only 6 months and been Warden for less than 2. Now here I am with an injured Fae on my doorstep. I'm a disgrace. I've seen many bandit clans in the Crystal War and back home, but these men are a particular breed. They like their victims weak and bloody. The Red Legion has been a presence in the area for several weeks now. Our people are scared to show their faces after dark. Hope you stay in town.
Believe me, the attack has me spooked. I'm not even a... I'll stick to jail duty. At least there, the criminals are behind locked doors. My cousin is Herc Adwald, the village warden. You might have met him. Herc asked me to move to Gorhart to help him keep the peace. I've only been here a few days, and look what I'm up against. Red Legion, Tuatha, and are you playing a trick on me? I would hope so. We're going on 10 years of the mortals and the Tuatha locked in a deadly embrace. Normally, I'd decry the bloodshed, but this is a conflict that we cannot afford to lose. Our guests aren't the wickedest breed you'll find in these forests, but they're bad enough to earn a spot in my collection. Stay clear. That's an order. You might call it a Fae nation, one of 2 united factions that rule their kind. The Summer Court are not exactly allies, but they do let us be, most of the time. It's the other Fae, the Winter Court, that has spawned the dreaded Tuatha, a vicious clan of killers who wish to defeat and enslave all mortals. I'd never seen one of them until a day or so ago. It appears that a small group of warriors ventured inland to strike behind our lines. Believe the stories, friend. The Tuatha were mad. They have been touched by a dark magic. They are wholly corrupted, and they are the end. What are they? I'm not sure, but they've been here for longer than any of us can imagine. They're older than the tree. Humans and immortals cannot live together in peace, at least not forever. The peace we have with the Summer Court is unnatural. That's my opinion. Bandits, but no ordinary bandits. Surely you've heard of Red, the dead Idward. They say he drinks the blood of his captives, that he consumes their souls. Or perhaps those are just rumors. You should be fine if you stay inside the village. Once you go beyond the boundaries of Gorhart, however, your life is in your hands. I don't know if you noticed, but St. Odwig's mission closed its gate moments before that Fae's body turned up on the road. I don't like what that suggests. Not at all. The Brothers of St. Odwig's are an odd sort, scurrying back and forth across the mission like squirrels gathering nuts.
Don't visit the old Arathi ruin after dusk. It's guarded by the spirits of the war dead, or so I heard.
I'm not accustomed to all of this excitement. It was difficult enough to adjust to life during wartime. Now we have to be on our guard for Tuatha right here in our own home. What is this world coming to? I was a miller's love who became a miller's wife. Now I am the wife of a soldier. My duty is to hold vigil for my beloved and for all our men on the lines. Truth be told, I know nothing of why the Tuatha are at war with the Alfar, nor why men the Tuatha's madness infected the Winter Court. All Fae existed peacefully for centuries, until the Tuatha got involved. It's sad. I'm hardly a scholar, but I can tell you what I know. There are two Fae factions, the gentle Court of Summer and its coarser cousin, the Court of Winter. As a child, we were told stories of their ancient rivalry. These are surely myths, but enough to scare a young girl. In the last few years, the Court of Winter has fallen, corrupted by a group of powerful Fae called the Tuatha. It's the Tuatha we fight, and the Tuatha we will defeat. My experience is limited to Arnik Arjuna and Katrin Allway. They seem the same as any of the rest of us. Wiser, perhaps, but decent, hard-working folk. I was born and raised right here in the village. Well, not in Gorhart proper, but on a farmstead outside the village boundaries. It was a good life. Before the war, of course. It's my understanding that they were once members of the Court of Winter, and Fae like any other. But something dark lured them, took them, and twisted them in its grip. I would think they were a myth if not for the Tuatha. The Fae keep far from us. Perhaps they view us as intruders in their lands. Perhaps they disapprove of our civilized ways. Perhaps they know something we don't. I fear that most of all. It's strange. Those old birds have been perched on that hill for as long as I can remember, staring down over the rest of us in the village like hawks. I know so little about them. I don't even know their names. Farewell.
What is the mission hiding? Why are its gates forever closed? These are the... Whatever you do, avoid the monks of St. Odwig's Perpetual. They deal in lies and false tenets. The light of... It is the name I chose when I baptized myself in the clear waters of Matharu. I have undergone the ordination rites, and am as legitimate as any monk. If such creatures were not part of the authorities' plan, then they would not exist in nature, period. Mitharu's divine order governs all, even the Fae. She was wronged by someone in this village. That is an injustice I can understand. By its appearance, you'd assume... Never make assumptions. You don't know. It is less a mission than a fortress of deception, a citadel of lies. It throws its menacing shadow over all of Gorhart. Father Dinwell will try to defend his cause, but he is simply a soldier, marching to the orders passed down to him. None of them have minds of their own. He would be a good man if he could see past the rigidity of his faith. Mitharu embraces all, not simply those that the Church deems worthy.
Nothing to see back here. Just a man working for his pay. We in Gorhart like to stay focused on our business. Gorhart is an Almain settlement. so you won't find too many Alfar here. They tend to stay close to Rathia, their city on the coast. I don't mind them. I'd rather not talk about it. My past is a murky place. It's better not to enter, lest you wish to get lost there. If there was ever a reason to believe that Fae and mortals cannot live together, it is this strange and brutal war. The Alfar fight without any true knowledge of the enemy they face. I've seen this kind of conflict before and it never ends well. Suits my needs just fine. It's remote, away from the shadows of the Crystal War. It's also quiet. Well, most of the time. The peace between mortals and the Fae is a passing one. They will always see us as occupiers of this land. We borrow what can never be given. Those fools in that mission on the hill are wasting their days. Creatures of such power do not worship gods. They are gods. What do you know of the Red Legion? Whatever it is, forget it. You'll be safer, wiser, and better off in the end. Ignorance is bliss, my friend. Their goal is to convince the Fae of their folly. But one cannot reason with the sunrise, ask the wind to cease its chill. You should speak with them if you haven't already. They are a sorry lot, and their numbers dwindle. Men forsake their faith and disappear into the woods, or worse.
Hello there. I wish I was fighting in the war. The action is in the east. No one's ever seen Tuatha this far west. Odorath is no place for fledglings. Stay on the roads and keep your hand on your hilt. Be ready for anything.
I can understand why these people are scared. Not only do they live in the shadow. It's not my job to protect you.
I wish I was fighting in the war. The action. Damn Red Legion. I don't remember the last time I slept. The Red Legion has everyone on guard.
Come in. Welcome to Goreheart, the last settlement before the Feylands. How can I fill your pack today? The Alfar and the Tuatha have been at each other's throats for nearly a decade now. I can't remember the reason. I wonder if some call it the Camp of Cowards, on account of it being settled by those who refuse to enter the forest. Can you... There's Nettie the Smith, and Nanny handles potions and remedies. The inn's across the way if you fancy a pint. You will find it settled on a small lake beside the eastern road. Compared to Goreheart, Didenhill could... I refuse to speak of them. Please respect my wishes. I told you, I will say no more on the Fae are elemental creatures, magical and strange. None too considerate of us more. It's best that you stay out of the eastern forest. I've seen things you can't even imagine. The road is dark and dangerous, and it's a long hike to Didenhill. Me? Widowed, going on 5 years now. All my boys were taken by the Tuatha. Both sons, my brother, and my beloved Avery. Wicked business, this war. Oh, I doubt it's an organized group. More likely that it's one scared idiot with a knife. I heard someone in the village mention the Red Legion, but... That can't be true. Goodbye. Welcome.
Red Leaf, the post in Goreheart would... I don't remember the last time I slept.
Have you seen Brother Egan around? He was a frequent visitor in the inn.
Are you here for a weapon? Going to earn a lord's favour in this ridiculous war? Troublesome creatures, the Alfar. No doubt this war is a result of their meddling. We here in Goreheart are far from the front, and deliberately so. Our hearts may be with the Alfar, but our bodies stay here, safe on the other side of Dalentarth. We've seen our fair share of dead. The truth is, we have as many cemeteries as we do settlements. Look around you. These are no mere woods. This is the heart of the Feylands. Once you enter the forest, you won't emerge again until you reach the plains. I hear their warriors die as easily as any others, only they don't stay dead. That can be a problem during wartime. I intended to pledge my sword to the Alfar, to fight the blasted Tuatha. Had my helmet freshly polished, my sword sharpened to a deadly edge. Then I saw the carts headed west. They carried the corpses of the fallen, some all the way from Melsenshire. After that, My fire to fight went out. Forever. The Fae are one with this land in ways that no mortal race could ever be. They are true creatures of magic. Leave the village, walk 50 paces in any direction, and you'll find a Fae. Pray it's a friendly one. It is an Alfar stronghold in the east, and if the reports from the front are to be believed, Mel Senshir is all that stands between the Tuatha and us. I was raised to know weapons before anything else. You won't meet many women who could fashion arrow fletchings before they could speak. I'll be here.
I heard that one of the monks attacked someone. I thought they were holy men.
Welcome. Care to part with some gold? Come see me again.
Fae in Gorehart. It isn't right. It's not my job to protect the Fae. That Dida Eolfred has a nice smile. She also...
You there? Do you feel nauseous? Itchy? Have you noticed any blood leaking? No, this situation could not be any worse. If the Red Legion is involved, why ask questions when you could never understand the answers? It's clear if you must know. Something of value has been stolen. An alchemical formula that, if released, only my apprentice, Karth, and I knew of my work on the formula, but he's gone missing as well. It was an early version, unstable and rife with potential dangers. My hope is to develop. To say more would be to reveal my secrets. All I can say is that it involves lesions, goiters, and a good deal of pus. His name was Karth Hilfred. I found him one morning outside my door, picking through the ember eyes. I was impressed how well he knew his way around a plant. I've never seen one so eager to learn. I do not deserve such goodwill after what I've engineered. If disaster occurs in Odorath, it will be on my head. I'm not sure where Karth may have gone, but I knew that before he came to me, he found shelter in the ancient chambers of Agnurfar Hall, an Irathi ruin east of Gorehart. Once you've ensured Karth's safety, you must learn what's happened to my formula. When you do, destroy it. It's the only way to keep us safe. He always spoke of his time as a wastrel living in the abandoned halls of Agnurfar Hall, the Irathi ruin. The villagers believe it's haunted, but I have a feeling that's a ruse devised by the Red Legion. They mean to terrorize these people and... Haven't you seen it? The grim tower to the west. Avoid its shadow if you can, because I fear for his life. Karth was gifted in a way that I've witnessed in only a select few. I have seen many conflicts unfold, but never have I seen one in which the Tuatha will not settle for simple victory. They want total domination. They are the Undying, the corrupted roots. Their existence is an abomination. Everything in Amalur exists for a particular reason, except for the Tuatha. They're not meant to be. If you must know, my name is Nani Henry, formerly the chief alchemist of Alistar. But you wouldn't know what that is, would you? When the scholars in the tower ordered me to leave the grounds, I took refuge here. The Almain are a private people, keen to keep to the bandits, ruthless and well organised. The Red Legion is reaping many rewards by preying on vulnerable Almain settlers travelling east. Long ago, these villains confined themselves to the coast, but recently they've moved inland. For years I dabbled in alchemy, healing, divination and transmutation. All of that seems... Now I spend my sleepless nights in search of a formula that will end such conflict. Forever. Farewell.
I can understand why these people are scared. Not only do they live in the shadow. Need supplies? Try the... Don't believe what they say. Nanny Henry never worked at the Alistar. That D-dirty old Fred has a nice smile. She...
I don't trust the Brothers of St. Odwig's. Why should I? They stay holed up in that mission like rats.
Her catapult is too generous. What have the Fae ever done for us?
Don't give Nanny your business. She's mad, you know. Don't visit the old Arathi ruin after damn bandits. Watch your satchel.
Come in, rest your boots by the fire, and drown your worries in a flagon of our finest. The lifestyle of a soldier did not suit me. Unlike many of my brethren, I wish to celebrate with others, not kill them. Starting a public established 70 years ago by the great Alden Gorhart, this inn was the first all-main structure in all of Dalantarth. I won it from him in a game of knuckles. Dida serves the finest ales, and upstairs you'll find Katrin the healer. Here's some advice. Avoid Nanny Henry. Don't you bother yourself with that. Gorhart is safe. Our greatest concern... Don't worry about that, my friend. Don't let the concerns of our local warden trump. There is no Red Legion. And if there was, it certainly... We can offer you a place to rest and refresh yourself. We're here to serve. Stick around.
Hey there. Pull up a stool, stranger. We don't have much, but what we have won't leave a hole in your pocket. New to the area? There are two groups. There used to be... The Loselfar are cool, slightly aloof. The Dockelfar, however, are very friendly, but their charm masks a mischievous nature. I must be honest, sometimes I forget who we are fighting. All I know is that I've worked here since I was a girl. Arnik runs an honest business, and Ugnard treats me like a daughter, though he doesn't say much. If you need a healer's touch, Katrin works out of a room upstairs. She's out. It's as good a place as any, I guess. The Fae are strange. I worry more about Nanny Henry, the creepy old alchemist. Nothing of interest to tell. I'm just a simple farm girl from the plains of Erethel. I left home as a girl and travelled west. Found myself here in Gorhart. Vast rolling hills east of here near the coast. You should head that way if you wish to join the war effort. All I know is what I've heard from others. That would explain the beauty of these woods. I feel terrible about what happened to that girl. Gorhart used to be a nice little village. These days we're at the mission. I don't know much about it. I will say this. It's a waste of good lads, that Order of Mitharu. Not many available suitors in Gorhart, if you haven't noticed. Stick around.
Times are hard, but hard times can pay if you're willing. If you have the sword and stomach for this sort of work, we could use another. Some may try to colour it with fancy words, but we're warriors for hire. You'll find those who have taken the oath are held in the highest respect all over Amalur. You could head straight to Shieldring Keep and pledge your sword. To earn it, you must do something commendable. There are two brothers, scoundrels of the... Bring me proof you've dealt with them. I'll pay in coin. Osgar hides somewhere in the woods north of here. Medgar was last seen east. Bring me their Legion daggers, and I'll pay with coin. And a commendation. We're fighters for hire. There are none better with steel, swinging it, or shaping it. That's me. War-sworn since before you've been drawing breath. An oath-blade near as long. We've had our eyes on those two for some time. Red Legion scum. They're both dangerous, but it may help to know Osgar favors the bow, while Medgar favors the spear. Peaceful enough, if it's peace and quiet you like. Trouble with bandits and rogues now and then. Shieldring, the oldest home to the Warsworn, in the Feylands at least. A name taken by some lot of scoundrels to glorify their thievery. A name breeds fear and doesn't die like a man, but kill... Easy now, stripling. Earn your way to Pledge Shield first. Then, in 5, there's a war in the east, and Dalentarth's got... Some say they've seen Tuatha in these parts. Fools. I'll believe that. They're unlike any Fey you've ever seen. Red eyes to match their armor, and fierce as rabid wolves. Fey are folk, but not mortal folk. They're not concerned with the thing. What have you been living under? We've been at war with the Tuatha for 15 years.
I'm so tired.
Greetings. I am Katrin. Do you require my healing touch in mind, body, or both? The Gnome's Tower stands to the west, past Gorhart and beyond the ruins of Alistar Glade. However, no one should seek Alistar. Its secrets should be kept. I am unable to watch while others suffer. Too many mortals have fallen prey to the Tuatha, and I could not stomach it. There are many Allmain villages just like this one, yearning for peace, crying out in pain. What good are my gifts if I cannot make what is broken whole again? The Allmain were once different tribes that recently banded together to form an empire. They are formidable creatures. I buried everything I was when I buried my family. That is the war's legacy for many of us. This has been my home ever since my love was taken by the Tuatha. After such a loss, one craves quiet. The forests of this region are one of the densest in all of Amalur, and the stretch from Alistar to Issa. Those of us who live in the shadow of its canopy call Dalentarth the Feylands, because this is where these fair folk have their seat of power. Magic is a natural wonder, no matter how you use it. The Tuatha are the exception. Their power is tainted, and it has caused a grave imbalance. Find the fair folk if you wish to learn the ways of magic. You will find many Fey in Dalentarth, as it is one of their ancestral. The glorious Alfar city to the east is where the forces of right gather to face the Tuatha. It is an enchanting place with a long... I require a nominal fee only so I may eat and have a bed to call my own. Be safe.
Nice to see you.
Need something?
Listen to me, friend. The monks of St. Odwig's fear.
Welcome to St. Odwig's Perpetual Mission. I would invite you in, but the Order has been too trusting in the past. We try to learn from our mistakes. Although, one never knows what might be a test of faith. You have arrived just when I am in need of aid. So perhaps Mitharu is at work. We at St. Odwig's have worked for years to establish a presence on this hill. It's not been with the call of the Feylands does not fall upon deaf ears, and many of our youngest don't have the will to resist. 2 nights ago, Egan ventured past the walls to collect firewood and never returned. We must find him. Oderath is a savage land. I fear for Brother Egan's soul. He knows nothing of the world of Fey and Alpha, trust and temptation. He is like a baby. Mitharu be praised. Brother Egan was last seen northeast of here. Please find him. Perhaps then we can welcome you into the... Egan was last seen in the woods outside the... Frustrating, that one. Stubborn to the spirit. She claims to know the will of Mitharu better than those... If only she would be touched by the hand of reason. I have been with the mission since its founding. These boys are like my sons. I live my life as an example of Mitharu's wishes for... The Fae are stubborn fools. They treat their souls like toys, with no thought of... He is a good boy, but our youngest, and Egan often suffers from doubt. That is to be expected. One can only grow out of conflict, especially conflict of the spirit. I tried my best to comfort him and tell him that wisdom would come in time, but he is impatient. Rash. The first bricks were laid 50 years ago by Odwig himself, before his demise at the hands of trolls. Alas, we have yet to convert a single one. But that does not keep us from trying. Bless you, child.
Stay indoors after sundown.
Welcome. Yes, what do you need? Come see me again.
I don't know if what the Fae say about these stones is true. Lystrom doesn't know Artol, and Artol is older and strange. She could be mistaken for a Fate Weaver. So when Lystrom came back to town, here was Artol.
that fair, Finian's cycles kept. The exploits of this maiden's role, a burdensome and heavy toll. She lived among the mortal clans and bargained with their kind. Throughout the town they stood in fear of the brilliant fighter near.
Gonna hurt.
Yes? What could a mortal vagabond need with Casmaran the Eternal, messenger of the Fey folk? Speak! My time may be of the ages, but it is still precious. Wait, Father Dinwell sent you, didn't he? Old fool. His path to power was too plodding, and now he wishes to slow me down too. I have new friends, Fey friends. They are named Finna and Arbos, and they have sworn to share their secrets with me and to gift me with true magic. In exchange, they want an ancient treasure buried in the caverns of Waterhall Down. I'll retrieve it, eventually, as soon as I, feel like it. They are Fey twins, and they are beautiful, magical creatures. They've promised to teach me magic. All they require of me is to fetch for them this relic. It's quite a bargain, believe. Fine, if you want to be so noble, but don't expect any of the treasure. This is my key into it. It is in the caves of Waterhall Down, a refuge for the wild. They believe I have the potential to succeed. Well, you see, they can't obtain what they desire, so they need someone more powerful to do it. Then they will bestow upon me the wisdom of the Fey. Mortal races have no lasting grasp on this world, and in time, the fair ones shall be our masters. I'm new to the Feylands. Until I joined the mission, I'd never even left my home. I want to visit the gardens of Issa, to meet gnomes and Alfar, to live. The Order of Mitharu was a good way to leave home, but I want so much more. Legend tells of the great Fey city hidden beneath the canopies of Dalantarth. I've never met it. Yes, I'm quite sure. Not a doubt in my mind. It sounds rather silly, doesn't it? I had a feeling it would. I need a mage name for when I become all-powerful, for when my magic is so great that no one will dare dispute me. What about Abner the Visionary, or Malik the Nefarious, Lord Zaltanus? Father Dinwell and the others are fools, and their silly mission will wither and crumble. Finna and Arbos have glimpsed it. It is called the Selkie Veil, and it's said to possess the power to transform its wearer into any form he wishes. I don't know much about the relic, only that it was supposedly crafted by a Fey mage named Armen the Clever. Armen is a good name. Not as good as Casmaran, though. Goodbye now. Glory will be Casmaran's. Don't stop. It is not safe in the open. Goodbye now. Stay close. I know where I'm going. Stay close. If we're going to press on, then I'll ask you to stay close. I have no courage to speak of. Honest. Ask Father Dinwell. Local legend says that the great Fey mage Armen the Clever retreated to these caverns to hide his treasures from mortal hands. Among them, the Selkie Veil. See you later. make it. It's good to be outside again. Arbos and Finna will be waiting. Come. Finna and Arbos made their camp in the old Fey ruins. See you later.
What is this? Our little Egan has made a friend? I have a feeling this is going to be a problem. Legend states that the wearer of the veil will be granted strange abilities, Fey abilities. So you can imagine why my brother and I might be curious. Before the war, we plundered Rothir from within. We were so successful that the Warsworn had bounties on our heads. Not much, but enough to be proud of. Sadly, all good things must come to an end. With the arrival of so many wartime outlaws, we were forced to relocate here. It was for the best, if you ask me. A charming boy, but simple. My brother and I do prefer them witless and eager. He would have done so much more for us if not for you. Obviously, anyone who has ever glimpsed a Fae would know that. Unlike little Egan here, your head holds more than fantasies. The Feylands are such fertile ground for games. The inhabitants are so oafish you can fill your pockets with hardly any effort. Are you going to give us what's rightfully ours, or do we need to start a new game? My brother and I are always ready to play. You cannot cheat me, my friend. After months of thieving these woods, I think I know my curses. Then you'll have to pay for it with your life. We may be criminals, but we're an honourable pair. Poor choice. Besides, farewell. Goodbye for good.
I didn't know. How could I? You must think me a fool. And Father Dinwell... Come, let's return to the mission. I must... Bye then.
Cast down the brothers of St. Odwig's. Only when they fall to earth will they realize they are not above us.
Must we return to the mission? Although all of those things are quite frightening. Perhaps it is for the best. This new world is far more dangerous. See you later.
day. Great Mitharu. As for you, you have done as I asked, and we here at St. Odwig's are forever grateful. Consider this meager reward a donation to your cause. It is just one. It is only by the grace of Mitharu that Egan has been returned to us. Of course, you had a hand in...